All right, well, greetings and welcome to this preliminary pre-Gen Con soiree. I guess that's my new word for the day. Many of them be the right word, but we have Ben with us today. Ben, thanks for
Hey,
joining. Yeah, we're gonna kind of talk about the countdown to Gen Con. We got 7 days, so really when this comes out, it will probably be Monday the 28th, which is just 2 days before Gen Con. So
I'm excited. No,
the
this
the
is going to be
hype is
great.
real.
Yeah, the hype is real. I'm so excited for Gen Con this year. We have so much going on in FAB and just any other card games in general, too. There's just a lot going on in the trading card game world.
Oh heck yeah! And it's interesting because again we are lucky enough to be blessed with living in the city of Indianapolis, where Gen Con is. So our travel plans are very minimal. We don't
Yeah.
have to do a lot. We just kind of get to show up and have a blast. So do you have? I guess I asked a question to another person. What are the top three things that you absolutely must do at Gen Con this year? They can be anything. They don't have to necessarily be fab related, but just what are the top three things you absolutely have to do?
Yeah. So I definitely have to get over to the Ravensburger booth because my family, we love playing the Disney Villainous games. And so I think they're coming out with a new, they said they're coming out with a new expansion for the main Villainous set. And then there should be a new expansion for the Star Wars Villainous.
Okay, cool.
So I definitely have to hit up that booth, and then they should be giving away a couple like Lorcana promos for the new set. So I'm gonna pick those up.
Lorcana.
Yeah, Lorcana. Oh yeah. So I'll be picking those up for sure to add those onto the collection, and we love playing those games as a family. Those are sweet games.
Well, just
And then I think I'm gonna go.
scratch your
No, go
Lorcana
ahead.
itch. This is the it's you can see through it.
Oh, okay. Is that Jafar?
Yeah, that's one of the ones I want to play here soon.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, so that set's out now, and then I guess there's a new set that's going to be coming out pretty soon. So they have some promos that they're going to give away with that set. So that's going to be fun. There's like a Goofy promo, so I love Goofy. He's my
Oh,
guy.
literally the character Goofy.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay, sweet.
yeah. The other thing I love, basically, like I have to do at Gen Con. I just there's so much to do. There really is like there's too much to do, and you can't really literally get to all of it. But one of the things I loved doing last year was like hitting up the eBay booth. So I did that with the family. I've got two small kids, and they love like so they're doing like eBay live. They're like cracking packs, doing a live stream.
Yeah,
They've got Pokemon live streamers that are cracking packs. They're doing Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, like all these different trading card games, Lorcana. So they've got all kinds of guest speakers and all kinds of streamers on, and they're just cracking packs live, and they're bringing people up on stage sometimes and doing giveaways. And one of the neat things about that is like they were giving away like they've got these like graded packs. So like you get like this random eBay pack, and it's got like a random graded card in it, and they
I
give if you're in line, you basically get one. So that line is crazy long. So we love doing that. The kids got tons of like free Pokemon packs when they were in line, so they had a blast.
I missed
That's a good
that.
one to do.
I
Yeah,
remember
it's
seeing
a
that
long
line.
line.
It was long. Yeah.
Long.
I did it the one year where you got I think it was the 5 promo dragons, the ones from like Baldur's Gate or whatever. I managed to get the full set of 5 of those, or maybe that was PCG that did that. There was somebody that was doing it, but either way, I remember getting those, and it was super fun to get them. They're not like they're worth anything, but it was just exciting to collect them all, kind of a thing. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, the guy in front of me at the eBay booth last year, he won like the grand prize for that day, and it was like a graded 10 base set Charizard, and it was like, gosh, I think it was like a $5,000 to $10,000 card this guy won. And it was
holy
just like two
moly!
people in front of me in line, so he won the giveaway for that day. It was pretty wild.
Just because he randomly drew the right thing, or
Yeah, he just got his he's got his name drawn from the drawing.
wild. So
Yeah,
well, if I had to
super
pick
wild. It's Gen Con magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I had to pick three things, the food trucks, 100%.
Oh,
That's
food
that's a
truck.
thing. I know that's wild if you don't know what I'm talking about, but there's a lot of good food choices. True Dungeon would probably be the second one. If you've never experienced True Dungeon, it is definitely one of those experiences that like it's kind of like a LARP, but it's also not like a LARP. But it's really hard to convey it's super fun if you have a group of friends that you want to go through it with, because they banter with you, they play with back and forth. It's an experience. It's highly worth it. It's a little expensive, but it is good. And then maybe the third thing would be I am going to point at Fab just because, or I'm just going to, how about
Yeah.
generalize TCGs in general, because the map where they have all the kind of TCGs in the area, Flesh and Blood this year, and I'm gonna actually, it's one of the things I need to pull up. I'm gonna see if I can do that while we're talking about some other stuff. The manual, the book this year, where Fab's booth is, they're not in like the middle small area. They are next to some major players, and
Yes.
it is exciting to see that they have really upped their game.
Yeah, I'm excited for them this year. It's going to be a really good show.
Well, I think the very first thing we want to try and dive into is I'm going to start us out with how about I got Gen Con 2025 behind me. I'm going to go miniaturized mode.
Yeah.
So, boop, look at me. I'm way down in the bottom. I don't think I'm going to take up too much of the screen, but actually I'm going to go even smaller, since the main people care about are probably the things we're showing on the screen. So this was the Gen Con 2025 FAB page. And inside of it, they have, learn to play First Strike and Armory decks. And I did a video, actually. I got to interview last year. I got to interview Alex Watkins last year at Gen Con, and they were talking a lot about the First Strike, Armory decks and their kind of convention stuff. I'm hoping I can get to talk with them again this year. I've sent them an email, see if they respond. But it'd be nice, because they've really changed. Everything they talked about, they've executed on. And I'd kind of like to do a follow-up, kind of like a year in review kind of a thing. I think that'd be super exciting to see. But yeah, in this Gen Con list, they really are throwing out some major players. You got the Viserai and Prism LL decks, which we're seeing those at the San Diego Comic-Con just right now, actually.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but James White's actually at San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know if he's going to be at Gen Con, though.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw him in a promo video. I hope he comes to Gen Con. I don't know if he's coming to Gen Con, though. I know he went to SDCC, or San Diego Comic-Con.
That would be really cool if he came. I know that'd probably be a lot of travel for him, probably doing 4 days at Gen Con, then turn right around and fly across the country and do another 4 days your San Diego Comic-Con, then Gen Con, and then fly back to New Zealand or wherever he's going next. So that's probably a lot for him. But yeah, it'd be awesome if he came. I'd love to get some cards signed. There's some other Fab artists that show up at Gen Con too. I know Steve Argyle shows up.
I think he will be there. Yeah.
So he did the artwork for Viserai. So if you're a Viserai fan, you could get Viserai signed. And he did Blood of the Drakai, which is the Fabled from Uprising, and he's got a bunch of other cards. And so, I think Uprising and prior, he did a lot of artwork. So, yeah, those are some sweet cards if you want to get them signed.
I didn't know that. I know that Mark Poole, I've seen him do some stuff. Argyle, I remember he did some stuff. But yeah, I didn't actually know that they were going to be there specifically. There's a lot going on. So here's actually, speaking of some of the a lot going on, here's on Thursday, Smash Palace launch event, Crack Shuffle Play Arena, Smash Palace Arena, Mastery Pack, Guardian, Crack Shuffle Play event. I can probably make these a little bit bigger for people. Boop, 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 boop,
yeah.
Then Friday you got similar stuff, but that's when they got I think it's Super Armories, and I think there's even a PQ Plus or a ProQuest Plus happening on Saturday. Yeah, that's
like an all-day event. That's going to be like a 10-hour event. So if you're down for that, strap in, and that's going to be a lot of Fab that day. So that's going to be fun. Yeah,
there's plenty of players will receive a copy of Smash Palace, as well as the MPG promo for taking part, and that's the thing I signed up for, is this launch event. So I got the Thursday at 10 a.m. event, so I'll be doing it literally right at the very beginning, which is funny because I made the joke that now I can't stand in line at the Fab booth to go buy the Viserai and Prism decks, and my fear is that they might necessarily disappear, or I'm hoping they won't disappear, but even the convention exclusive, I'm a tad hoping that it will be there. Let's just say that's my hope.
I think it'll be fine. And then they spoiled a bunch of the convention cards, which those are really exciting. I think they did they did tiers. I think it's the same at San Diego Comic-Con. There's like $100 you can get.
I'm gonna play a video. Oh, there's my message that I'll have to probably cut out here. With I had to go to Facebook for this one, so here, let me open this guy up to full screen. So this is the Gen Con promo video they were just doing. So they reveal a couple of cards. This is the Renounce Grandeur, which we can come back to that. We got a better photo of it a little bit later.
I like the artwork on that one.
Fault Line is pretty sweet. I liked this because you kind of see, I think that's Bravant.
Yeah, it is from the TCC deck.
Yeah, and it says Protect, which they're bringing back Protect, so that's kind of cool. I like that.
Well, so when you're playing in events, that's the promo you're going to get.
And then we see this little, goblin-looking dude, which I don't know if you noticed, but there's a little in the trailer for the Super Slam. There's like a little goblin dude that shows up in the middle of some of the the squiggly lines in the middle. Yeah, I wonder if there'll be like a Scurv in the middle of the set, like if there's going to be some sort of hidden hero.
That's the one of the Pitmasters. He's one of the goblins that's in the pits.
From the Smash Palace. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have this one.
I think that one's going to be really good with Valda.
This art just looks great.
It does.
And then I believe the next slide here talks over the dollar tiers. So yeah, there's your purchase. So event participation is the gesture of goodwill, and then depending on your purchase, which I might be able to pull up. I think somebody has the pricing. The pricing's not that important, but there's the keychains that we saw photos of that are out there. I think those are like 20 a piece. The armory decks are like 60 a piece. It looks like. So those are really sweet.
Yeah, there's a Romping Club keychain, and then there is a Nebula Blade, and then there's a Nothos. So you could get either one of those from that Weta Workshop. And it seemed like at San Diego Comic-Con, I don't know if they're going to have some of the similar things at Gen Con as they are going to be at Gen Con to San Diego Comic-Con, but San Diego, they had the tricorn for Marlon's hat as a statue that you could get as like a gift with purchase, and then there's some other high seas swag there as well. So maybe they'll have that at Gen Con, maybe they won't. I know probably Super Slam is going to, and Guardian Pack Mastery is going to be the debut at Gen Con, so there'll probably be some differences there, I'm sure. So we'll be able to tell more next week.
I'm trying to pop this one over to the screen. Hold on. This is, you'll have to forgive the crudeness of this one here. This one I just found a minute ago, but you might get a kick out of it. So this is a video that actually has James White in it. So I'm not playing the audio necessarily, but you see Himal in the background of one of these. There's the Prism statue. And then James White's basically talking about if you're purchasing the promos that, or at $100 you get those. At I think the $250 we just saw, you get those. And then the $350 you get that tricorn hat. So it's, they are definitely upping their media presence with what they're pulling off. So
you're gonna need one of those for the background.
Oh, dude, I've been rethinking. Oh, here's something else. See, they have the sleeves. They have these Demonastery and Soul sleeves, which are also pretty sweet.
Yeah, those look good.
But yeah, when I saw that he was actually at the event, I was like, no joke. I mean, that's sweet, right? Like, think about it. If you're getting into the game and he's there and you like want something signed, maybe, like, I'm sure he would probably be open for that. Like, at least I don't see why he wouldn't be, but let's go down to some of these other ones. So here is a special pummel that you get.
I like the artwork on that.
Yeah, this one I don't think is for the Gen Con stuff, but this is for like the upcoming events, which, man, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty sweet looking art. I mean, they've done sync belows, so.
Yeah, I love that. I love that red, black, white artwork and that Japanese style. That's really neat. That's expensive.
Here's the high quality version of this one, the Renounce Grandeur. It's a 3-cost red Guardian attack, 3 block, 7 attack. When this defends, hero controls an aura token, it gets +1. So I don't think that'll be too hard to pull off.
Can't create aura tokens during their next turn if it crushes.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn.
Then we got Fault Line. pretty sweet.
Yeah, I like that. I like the art in that one too.
If you have a card in your arsenal, it gets +1. So cool. That's an option. I feel like there's some combo potential in these too.
Yeah, it's especially the next one.
And then, well, this one says when you deal 4 or more damage to a hero, put all cards in all arsenals on the bottom of their owner's deck. So in UPF, that's super
UPF.
hilarious. Like, maybe you're like, hey, I really don't know what you got over there, but let's put everybody's stuff away. Okay, thanks. There's the hostile encroachment.
Yeah, you can make your opponent draw a card, so you can trigger Volda. So that's really strong.
Whenever this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, they discard a card. And it's already an 8. So huge. Especially with like low life, like 20 life totals. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Well, yeah, 2-card 8, that's good.
Gesture of Goodwill. Protect.
Yeah, that would be good for UPF.
I think the next one here is really cool. These are some of the ones that got revealed today, actually, and some of these I'm not too familiar with, but this is a yellow 4 cost.
That one's really interesting because you can, like, as a Guardian player, this is going to be really good against Illusionists because you can block, like a Prism player, you could block them, and then when you win the clash, you could destroy an aura they control. So you could destroy like a really pesky Spectre aura that they have laying around. So if they've got Genesis or any of the other Spectre auras, this is going to take one of those out, and that's a lot of value for a Guardian player.
The next card, which is I think super sweet, is Break Stature. This is pretty cool.
Got a quote from Fi at the bottom too. I like that.
Yeah, that was a little interesting to see a different class hero quoting on a Guardian card. I don't know if that's very common. I haven't seen that in other areas yet, but it also, of note, cost 5.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
But they can't create auras that token's name until. So, like, if they make a Seismic Surge and they can't make any more Seismic Surge, like, it could be super critical.
You break a Rune Chant and they can't make any more Rune Chants. That's good too.
I don't know what happened to that image. There might be one more I'm missing. Hold on, let me look. That was the Break Stature one?
Yeah, Break Stature. And then we got...
This one. The next one's technically the Legendary. We'll talk about it. This is the funniest reveal in this whole set so far to me. Not like funny on purpose, but funny because technically this is the best defense against Guardians, and it's in the Guardian set, and it's generic. So like, that's awesome in and of itself.
It's got a really neat interaction, like being able to just basically skirt around dominate. You can, somebody throws a huge, 14 power dominated attack at you, and you want to be able to try to block out as much as you possibly can. You just ditch all those action cards out of your hand, and then if you got 4 actions, this is going to get buffed up 4 points plus whatever the defense value of all those action cards is. So it could be a 16 power. You could have a 16 power block with this, which is strong.
It's kind of wild. I mean, obviously it's very powerful, but it's kind of like the choose your timing, very important with this because Blade Break. So goes away, goes bye-bye.
That's a critical, could stop a really critical turn in the game.
Next up, we have... Oh, go ahead.
I think that one's interesting too, because I think there's some debate in the community right now of whether or not it's going to be able to stop Overpower and Confidence. So I think we're going to have to wait to the release notes because so Overpower and basically with Overpower and Confidence is it says you can't defend with one or more more than one action card for Overpower.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets into this weird fuzzy gray area, and so I think we're going to have to wait for the release notes to see if Base of the Mountain is going to be able to use that to stop Overpower and Confidence attacks.
Makes sense. We'll just have to wait to see what the notes say. Yeah, I agree. I'm not the rules lawyer, so I couldn't give you the best advice on that. This one however, I am super interested in, not so much because of the actual thing, which also made a card spike, by the way, which made that shield, the Guardian. Oh gosh, what's the name of it?
Was it Rampart? Rampart
Yeah,
of the Ram's Head?
no, it's the one from Dynasty that has the standard and the Marvel version. I'm trying to remember the name.
Oh,
I can't remember off the top of my head.
it
I
was
know
so bad that everybody overlooked it for forever.
well, it's because it comes in with 2 -1 counters, and then basically now because it does this comes in with the non-negative one. I'm gonna do my damnedest to find it real quick. Hold on. Seasoned Savior.
Yeah, that's it.
When you equip Seasoned Savior, put 2 -1 counters on it. It has Battle Worn. It's an offhand for 3. This says remove X -1 counters from a Guardian offhand you have equipped. Well, pay 2, and now you have a 3 block. So obviously there's some synergies with that. But to me, the intriguing part about this, more than anything else, is that we again depict dwarves in a dwarven setting, in some sort of Moria-looking, dwarven forge kind of a thing. And
Yeah.
there's this whole quote on the card. So I am all for this. To me, it means I need to go get the unmovable that they came out
Yeah.
with, because I feel like the art is relatable to these, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, this Anvilheim has got to be a set at some point, right?
The joke is, or it used to be, right? There was a spoiler of the next set name in some of the other sets. I don't know if they still do that, but Anvilheim Steel, Anvilheim something, I visit Anvilheim, we're going to Anvilheim. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if that becomes a thing, right? That would be super exciting. So either way, it's still a 3 block. It's blue. I mean, there's really not a lot bad with this card. No go again, though. So,
No go again.
all right, next up, I think is the last one, and this is the most recent, the one that just popped. I haven't even actually read this. This is literally the first time we are reading it right now. Test of Iron Grip. 4 block. It's a block card. It's pretty sweet looking artwork. There's some chains, definitely ripping down some Coliseum type stuff.
That's cool.
All right, you want to read it?
Yeah, when this defends, clash with the attacking hero. If there's a winner, the other hero discards a card. Ouch.
If there's a winner. So if you block for 4 and you basically win and they have the 4 card hand, you only have 2, you're okay, not only did I just block 4 of this, so it's basically as good as a Sink Below or Fate Foreseen. And now you're hey, sorry, you lose a card. Goodbye.
Yep, you lose a card, and if you're playing Victor, you can try to win the clash again by using his ability. So this is going to be a super strong card for Victor. Yeah, he's going to be sitting pretty nicely with this after this set.
So,
yeah, those are strong.
I think the only other thing to show is, I don't know if I came in, this is an email advert that came out. This was some stuff debuting Flesh and Blood in an email. So this came from FAB TCG. So this is talking about Gen Con, and then Ready Your Weapons, kind of, some of the same information. Guardian Pack Mastery, talking about, different events that are happening, right? So there's all that. The Guardian Pack Crack Shuffle Play, Smash Palace, right? The launch events, the 10 and the 9 a.m., the Learn to Play all weekend with the Bravo deck. I absolutely want to get one of these. I might even, depending on how I can manage, I do want to have one of these by the end of the show if I can.
There's some new cards in it with some new artworks, and actually I think it's a pretty good deal. When you do, I think one of the events is it is a new Learn to Play event. It's $20, and then you basically you get the Bravo deck, and then later on you get to choose one of the First Strike decks that you get to keep.
It's a 2-hour event, if I recall.
Yeah, and you get 3 packs of the Crack Shuffle Play as well. So for $20, you get 2 decks basically in 3 packs. That's a pretty good deal, especially if you're a new player.
Yeah, and if you pick, theoretically, right, if you were to pick the Guardian in the first strike deck, Terra, and the Guardian Master Packs and the Bravo, that's almost a full, if not ability to get close to a full deck of cards.
Yeah.
Theoretically. And I want to try that. That is actually something I do want to figure out if that's possible. So, ProQuest, there's that ProQuest they talked about. I'm not super sure about all that information, but looks like there's 2. So that'll be kind of interesting. And, we can briefly mention, I guess, the controversy of the whole, like, the winner can't participate in further events or something. I don't really quite... My take on it, again, not knowing anything about the professional circuit, because I just am not that level. It sounds like it affects exactly one person at exactly each event, which is the top place number 1 person. And all it says is, hey, you won, let somebody else win. That's the way I read it.
Yep.
That is at the end of the day, that's what I'm hearing. And I don't see a problem with that, because maybe I have a chance now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I do. And I know that sounds wild, but it's like, that's...
Well, what you would have happen was, back in the day, and, even, today is that people would get into groups or teams, and they would go around to go through the entire state and region to all the ProQuests and try to just farm, gold packs and ProQuests to try to get invites. And then they would sell their invites to other people. It's just like, so you have people
invites. You can buy invites from people. So that's technically, it's a money item at that point. So yeah, I mean, theoretically, there's a value associated with an invite. There's a value associated with a gold pack. So maybe that's...
You got the parties out there that got like 10 invites, and they're trying to sell 10 invites and all their gold packs that they farmed. And it's just like, can we get some other people that might want to go to the ProQuest, like have a seat at the table would be kind of nice.
Yeah. Well, anyways, there you go. That's a little rant from that. Super Armor, you got the couple Super Armories that are there for Gen Con. You got some promo cards, it looks like. Again, the Batter to a Pulp. I don't know how you're supposed to get this particular one, but I know that's going to be the one people are really interested in. I think this is part of the Guardian Pack one, if I recall. A little bit.
That Pulp is such a good card.
And then more different ones. Gym Pack looks like apparently... There's a foil Scurv. It says...
Oh, really?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how that gets available, because that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, I wonder how you get the Scurv. I know they're giving out gym packs. Basically, like, I think it's at any of the events during Gen Con, it's like basically a pack per win. So if you go 2-0 or whatever, you get 2 packs. If you're 5-0, you get 5 packs. So it's pretty nice just to get there and sit and participate, because those gym packs are nice. I mean, there's a lot of really good cards in those gym pack 2s.
Well, the only other thing I think I should probably show real quick before I go too deep into stuff is I got that unofficial meetup, and that's happening Friday at 7. It's 1 hour long. It'll end at 8. It's the Stadium North Plaza and the Horseshoe. I think you might be coming. I got a space for technically 16, but I'm not going to turn anybody away. I mean, hell, if more people show up and I can prove we need more space, then great. Guess what? Maybe next year we can actually get a dedicated room. The year 1, there was a dedicated little small room. It was late at night. This year, I think they, because I asked for more space, I think they required a bigger space, and they put us in the middle of the stadium, which, not a bad place. I actually was trying to look. I don't remember is this the map? Yeah. So it says North Plaza. It's going to be somewhere down here. I don't remember the exactness. Yeah, they have this whole event map, by the way. It's all interactive. It's really sweet. If you've never played around with it, you can get some pretty wild stuff. So other things to talk about. Here is the LSS event schedule, if you're curious. Things that are sold out are a lot of the Learn to Plays. You'll notice that those are mostly sold out. Again, that's the pretty good value on those Learn to Plays as stated. The ProQuest is also apparently sold out at this point. But there is awesome. plenty of other things to do. If you look at the Learn to Play experience, I think it's the hour and a half. And it looks like 18 players per event. And you were right. I think it's choose, crack, shuffle, play. Yeah, so you get some stuff with it. It's $20. Not a bad deal.
Not bad.
So those are all the different events you can look at for Flesh and Blood. If you just want to jump in, and a lot of still open stuff. So lot of good options. And if you don't mind, I'm
Yeah.
going to take a detour for a second. So I pulled up a bunch of other stuff here, and these are just other games that exist at Gen Con that I'm interested in, that maybe you might be interested in, or others. So Grimpath, there's a gentleman named Dave that's running this. It's kind of like a little miniature playing game. Actually, last year at Gen Con, I did his demo, and it's dusty. But I have the Grimpath game here with me. He had the Gen Con 2024, I guess. Welcome to the brand new world. It's kind of a fun adventure. It's a tabletop like chess style game, but your miniatures. And it's like a deck building, deck strategy kind of. It's pretty sweet. If you haven't tried it, it's pretty fun. So that's one thing I'm going to go meet with him at some point. The next event that I have on here is Eric's Curiosa or Sorcery TCG. I played that when it first came out. Have you played that game?
I'm actually going to try to do the learn to play at that. So
Nice.
let me know, and I'll try to tag along.
Yeah, and honestly, if you are interested in playing that, I have a lot of sorcery actually. I have next to me, I have a bunch of boxes because what was happening when the game was first coming out is the product was hard to find, and everyone was chasing the really, really rare alpha stuff. So what I did is what I do best, and I went to the people that were opening lots of packs, and I said, cool, you got all the nice, rare, shiny, exotic foils, which look freaking beautiful, and you got all the uniques. What do you want for all your commons, your ordinaries?
Yeah.
And they were like, I don't know, like stupid cheap prices because they didn't care about it. So I have full play sets of all the ordinaries from I think it's the beta set and some alpha and some whatever. I have a couple. I have enough for us to be able to pretty much make most decks without like super rare stuff. And then I bought a couple boxes and whatever. And somewhere around here, I have some of the higher tier cards, but not a lot. And then the next set that came out was, I think, Arthurian Legends. That was pretty sweet. I got some cards from Team Covenant from that. And that's more of like the Knights of the Round Table kind of thing. And then I believe at this event, they're like Team Covenant does a lot of stuff, but there's a new thing coming out. I don't know what it's called actually. There's some new sets coming out for this game, and it looks cool. It's like a mini set.
About that, there's a
Dragon Lord.
like this Dragon Lord set, and Edward P. Beard Jr., I think, is going to be the artist, and he did a lot of the Magic the Gathering cards for a lot of the Elder Dragons back in the day for like Nicol Bolas.
Oh, really? Okay.
And so he's basically created. I watched an interview he did with Eric Curioso, and the really neat the way that he built this whole world. He basically built the set. Him and Eric did. So like, he basically got free reign to illustrate all the cards and come up with all the lore, and it's amazing the artwork that he's done for that. So I think I'm going to try to check that out and get me a set of one of those if I can get one.
Are you doing one of these welcoming apprentice kind of things, teach you the rules and play?
Yeah, I'd like to do one of the learn to play events. Yeah.
Well, they got 64, and this one has 34 tickets available. So that's something for folks that may not know. This is a cool, fun tip. If you're interested in an event and it doesn't say sold out, you can click on it. So, like, let's say there's 2 welcoming. So, like, let's look at the Thursday. There's 31 tickets available for that Thursday one as of filming today. And then let's say you want to do the Friday. There's 34 tickets. So there's plenty of those tickets available. When you find events that might get close to being sold out, that's when you can kind of gauge and say, okay, I'm interested. But you also have to schedule. And maybe, I don't know if I'm allowed to. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. I have started to map out my schedule, and it is wild how busy my schedule already is for those 4 days. And I'm trying to not book too many more things because I have just so many things I'm trying to plan. And it's your schedule can get very busy very quickly, but just make sure you put time for yourself and time to travel from A to B. Because if you have to go from like the Lucas Oil Stadium to the Flesh and Blood booth in the very front by where Wizards is at,
It's like 20-minute walk, probably 15-minute walk.
Speaking of which, I need to Gen Con program book. I'm going to come back over with. I'm going to wrap up with that. But so other games, I'm just going to kind of go down the line here. Star Wars Unlimited is back this year. I don't know if you've played that, but that's a pretty sweet game. It has its ups and downs. I've been playing a lot of the like starter box stuff. So this is the Twilight of Imperium, but they, it has its charm, but I'm also playing it very casually. So I kind of might look into doing something with that. I don't know. Ravensburger, which Disney Lorcana, right? So there's this Rush of Jafar, and the wife pointed out to me, I guess there's apparently going to be some sort of limited thing each day where they're doing some sort of bundle that goes all the way back to first chapter, and that's
Yeah.
wild. I think that's this quest for the first chapter. Now, I know it's sold out, but like this was kind of interesting. It's I guess you're supposed to get that promo card Pluto that you were talking about, and I guess you're also at this. I don't know. These were like something to get some of the first cards. Anyways, it's wild to me to think that even just a year or two in, because I think the Gen Con Lorcana only released a year or two ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, they
The
celebrated
wife
at
killed 2 years
Gen Con
ago.
first anniversary, so this will be year 2.
Yeah. And we were there for launch day. Like literally I was in the first group to play the very first demos in that very first room. And I got to open, actually the wife opened one of the very first booster packs that I got. We put a video out as quickly as we could on YouTube just for the views and the clicks. And it was wild to just see the excitement around people opening those. And then we got a couple of booster boxes and the starter packs and everything. And yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, I got to meet the creator. The I think that was the head. He's the guy that was like the head designer of Lorcana.
Yeah, I went
So I
to.
got to him.
There was like an after hours event or something. I remember going to that, and like the guy was signing cards, and I think I have somewhere I have like the Mickey Mouse that he was signing during that, and it was just exciting to get to talk to these people. It was really nice. I remember that. So, next up, what do we got? This is Bandai. I don't know much about their stuff, but holy moly. Bandai must be popular because look at the amount of stuff that's sold out for Bandai. I mean, they got One Piece, Gundam, Union Arena, Digimon. Like, I think there's another game in here. Union Arena. There's just so much. They have so many things.
IPs.
Yeah, it's wild how popular they can be. Like,
Pokemon is going to be there. They'll have a huge booth.
Yeah, that's actually further down. This is a brand new one. Didn't know if you were going to try. This is called Rush of Icor. It's by Upper Deck. Apparently, it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. I might try to do either one of the beginner games or one of the starter decks because I don't know if I'm allowed to buy the starter decks. I don't know if they're going to restrict them, but I would like to get 2 of these. So again, I could sit down with you or Matt or somebody, our in the locals and just experience what this is because that's the point of Gen Con. Even if you're obsessed and love a specific game, the idea is to go and explore and see what else is out there too because you never know, you might find something you like. And this game seems interesting enough that is on the radar. So that's another one. Next up, again, here's the Pokemon you're talking about. Again, a lot of things sold out, but Pokemon has just a billion things, like just a metric ton. And their space is huge. We'll show that here in a minute. Pastimes is doing a bunch of stuff, and Pastimes is doing a lot more like the Magic. I think they are exclusively running all the Magic at this event, but typically, and that is all of those items. So I'm going to minimize that. And I'm going to bring over the exhibition hall. So this is the digital book, the Gen Con book. Now, if you go, I mean, it's 100-something pages, so I'm not going to skip through the whole thing here. But I just wanted to point out a couple of really interesting components to this whole mess. So obviously, if you've been to Gen Con, I say obviously a lot, I'm sorry, but obviously to the veterans, right? You got your art in the upper back corner, and this is the whole area. Like in where this text paragraph thing is, there's an entrance right here and an entrance right here. And over here, if you were to go waddle your way on down, you'll see the Flesh and Blood, and look at that. They have a clickable link. I cannot tell you, because I don't know the financial numbers, but to get special stuff like this in the books and to have your names highlighted in the books and have the things where you're on the partnership programs, somebody spent some money is all I'm saying. Like they are serious about being here. And I'm excited to see that they are actually over here, and they're actually below Entrepreneur Avenue, which is also really cool. So a lot of neat things to me. I like their placement on the map, but anyways, they're kind of, I could zoom way in. Woo. Can I go over? Yeah.
They have that booth there, and then they should be and the game hall itself.
Yep, I'll get to
Just
that here in just a second. So you can see actually they're right here. I can probably zoom in on this. This is the whole front half of the convention center. So when we were just looking at that dealer hall, that's this. And then that's the hallway that would go in. And you could come down, or if you were in the main, this is that gaming hall. This is actually that front plaza. So when SCG Con was in Indianapolis, they were in just this small section of this here. It like divides out. And I don't know if you see this. Look who is next to Papa Bear. Like
it's
that.
right now.
That is something.
Pokemon.
And Pokemon. They are in the big boy club.
Yep. It's a nice booth too.
I mean, looking at how much space that is no small joke. Because again, I know a lot about conventions, and I can tell you on the map here. So like if we scroll up, these are going to be too hard to see here. But okay, this little thing. Oh, there you go. That 2901. That is a 10 by 10 square. That represents 10 foot. So this represents 10, 20, 30 by 10. This represents 10, 20, I think. Maybe that looks like a 20, so 20 by 20. And then that represents a 20 by a lot. So if you know that my mouse cursor is the length of 10 foot, 10, 20, 30, 40 by like, I don't know, too wide here. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 maybe. So like you can see that this is a substantially large.
It's bigger than last year.
Because last year they were down here where Steamforge Games is. They were snuck in the middle here where they had one of these like little middle areas, and they had a ceiling banner and everything.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But wait, there's more. So if you go further in this, there's all the mapping and stuff. Right now, you'll see typical Wizards of the Coast. They advertise. But what I found was really interesting was somewhere in here. Hold on. Oh. I'll go back. Co-sponsors, big names, right? Event partners, look at there. LSS. In the same ranks as some of the other biggest names in the gaming community.
They're high up on that list.
Yeah. Promotional partners, different level, right? Like you pay for different levels of partnership. Next thing. Where is the cool stuff at? I'm going to try and go really fast. What's up?
One of the things to do at Gen Con is you have to get your free dice from Crystal Cast.
Yep, which is part of that book. Or not the promotional book, the...
There's a little, like...
coupon book.
You pick up, you get your coupon book, so you get one of, like... so, like, one of these little dice, they have a year stamped on it, so you can collect one for every year that you get Con.
You'll giggle, but I didn't collect those. I actually collected the physical books. I don't know if they're still doing physical books. I kind of think at some point they're going to stop those. But I have books going all the way back to like 03, 04, I think. So
it's just fun to flip through. It really is.
I did want to call out this here, a game I personally really enjoy, Heroescape. Just in case anybody is interested, that game is super interesting and fun. And the train is also usable for D&D. So... we're getting up to it. I know it's in here somewhere. I remember seeing it. Starfinder, art show. We're getting close. There it is. Look at that. A full page ad for Smash Palace, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. I knew it was in there somewhere. I just had to find it. I should have earmarked it beforehand.
You know what? I should have taken a picture of last year, but they had, so where you would pick up like your books, like the physical books.
Mm-hmm.
They have a First Strike advertisement poster right above that at a couple of the kiosks where you pick up your books. So people are like seeing Flesh and Blood right when they're picking up their books to get, their event books. So that was really neat to see that and the advertising around the whole convention.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good news is I think we've powered through all of that in record breakneck speed.
That was good. I'm so excited for Gen Con this year. LSS has a sweet booth. There's a lot of really cool promos, the products. You got the Marvel Light and Shadow set, the Prism and Viscerite LL decks. You've got maybe they put out like You got the keychains. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be crazy about collecting the keychains, and we'll see what else they put out.
Yeah, those keychains are neat, and honestly, for $20, I get it. It looks like they're metal, so it's a novelty item. But man, that would be fairly expensive to collect them
Well,
all, right? I mean, because there's 3 of them right now. I don't know why they didn't do Dawnblade. It's kind of weird, but it is a sword. Maybe it's too stabby for people. Yeah, I don't know, right? Who knows? Too generic. I don't know. Now, if it was mechanologist stuff, I'd be going unhinged right now, like drooling at the mouth. I gotta have it. So.
I would take a Parakadachis. That would be great.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned the tricorn hat as a thing
Yeah.
for a background, and I think I've kind of made a decision. I'm gonna have to totally redo everything behind me here, which I know that's the green screen that you can't see. Can I touch the green screen? Yeah, I mean I'm touching the green screen right there, even though you can't see it. That is where my
Nope.
green screen currently is, and behind that is the traditional backdrop that I have. But one of the things that I've kind of said to myself is, I have all these collectibles from Fab, like all these really interesting. I got sealed boxes, I got like random promos, and it's like I kind of wonder if I should just go get some more bookshelves and just make it more of a display kind of a thing. Um,
Yeah.
you know, the thing you always fight though is you fight dust. Dust is my enemy, and this house gets dusty because we have animals, and there's kind of that. But at the same time, it is beautiful to look at, and maybe people would enjoy seeing. Like I was kind of going back over and looking. I think I have almost a full sealed booster box collection. Um,
That would be
I'm
nice to have like acrylic cases. You could put them on display.
Yep, I need to double check. I could either make my own because I do have a laser cutter, or I could just go buy. I think the bearish ones because those are pretty freaking good.
Yeah,
Um,
those are.
so I
I've
thought
got a
about
bunch
that.
of posters too. So like you see I got the New Horizon poster right over my
Yeah.
shoulder. Right.
Oh man.
So I've got a ton of Armory posters. If you need any, I've got I got a bunch of extra. I've got like Azuri, Arachne. Gosh, who else did I got over there? I've got Olympia. I've got a ton of posters. So if you
Ooh,
need any of those,
Olympia sounds fun. I think I'm going to. I don't know. I started to. You know what? We got about 12 minutes left. You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna sneak peek I'm going to do a personal video on this later. But let's sneak peek something. This is the upcoming set, which is not Smash Palace, not Guardian Mastery Pack. It is Super Slam. I have behind me here an Excel spreadsheet that I have been massaging and trying to figure this out. And I don't know if you've been following what I've been talking about, but they keep talking about this number 31, okay? And what I did was I took every hero that existed and I went with, the LL rank currently, so like just from the top down, and I got the classes and the talents of every single person. And if it's a talent like a Ruin Blade that had an element, they're both elemental and earth. So I broke all these down, right? And I did all those for both the living legends and the standard classes. And I didn't go into like the youngs on this sheet, but then when I reordered them, so this is kind of where I'm at with it. I started and I grouped everything not by name, not by points, not by ranks. I grouped it by class first and then started going down. So like I started thinking, okay, there's 31 cards that are supposed to be in the expansion slot. So how do we get to 31? Well, an assassin card could be one card. But then if you make an assassin chaos card, that's a different combination. That's card number 2.
A few moments later.
Or focus.
and it's hand to hand combat. There's no weapons in the limited environment.
Yeah.
So maybe they put Lias' weapon as an expansion slot card, and they put, Pleiades' weapon in the expansion slot. I think that's something they could do.
There's a lot of options. I mean, we don't even know how many Marvels there's going to be in the set, do we? Has that been revealed? I think.
Because there was like some weird odd number, and you thought it was going to be Crack Bobble. And
Oh yeah, that was it. That was the one. Yeah. See, there's too much. There's not too much going on, but there is definitely way more than there was at one point. And like this whole like stuff coming out in a cadence where there would have been news cycles where there was blanks. Now it feels like it's literally every week there's something to talk about, and it'll be interesting to see as we get further down the road with these armory decks, right? Like, it doesn't look like they might be going back to, because this is now 2 sets in a row. They haven't done the set name collections, like the long boxes. So I think that those might be
I
shelved.
think those. I think they'll probably push those out and in favor of armory decks, and then maybe whatever Silver Age is when it comes out, maybe they've got a new product for that too.
Well, what do you think? I have two ideas on Silver Age. I'll let you go first. What do you think Silver Age could be?
Yeah, I think Silver Age is gonna be like is gonna be a format where it is from basically uprising on forward, and
Okay.
with some sort of rotation. I think it's gonna be like basically Fab 2 like Fab 2.0 sets, right? So it's like uprising forward. So that, and that's why they have Icelander as like the poster child, because Icelander was an uprising, and they've been talking about Dromai coming back, so maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, I think it's going to be uprising on forward. Maybe there's some sort of rotation that they add on to it as well. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean, I think that is a valid idea. Um, a rotational format in Fab is kind of unheard of, given the whole theoretical concept that got me into the game was nothing ever leaves. So that's kind of wild. That would throw a lot of weird wrenches into pricing of cards. I think that would make there would be some cards that might be in 2 or 3 formats, so they would be really expensive in a card that's only in one format, and that deck may not be meta, so that'll go way down. I could see that shaking up pricing dramatically, if that's true. Um, and another option for it is Project Blue renamed. I think that could be what it is, possibly.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I think that would be fun. Like, we definitely need like a budget armory, armory level, like just really friendly, like for new players to enter and build decks. I mean, it's basically just like commoner, but like it's no majestics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's DC with no majestics and no specializations and legend things like that. So
But the
really low.
Majestics and specializations really do add the flavor to the classes. Otherwise, most of them seem kind of similar in some capacity, or they don't seem to be able to hit their stride.
Yeah, yeah, or it's blitz without majestics, which I think, I think if blitz didn't have majestics, it would be the right power level, because blitz is just kind of so, I don't know, it's just such a wild format where you just have these super overpowered cards, and those majestics really push so much damage and just so much value over the top, that I think taking those out powers the format down to a level where it's more fun for players.
Well, and think of Guardian Pack Mastery. If you were to use that to make 4 decks, or Mastery Pack Guardian, whatever I keep mixing the word up there, but let's say you were to use those and you play 4 Valdas against each other with like 8 attacks. Like, it takes no more than two good hits and you're damn near dead. Like,
Yeah, this game over.
two hits and a pummel. Bye. Your 20 health is out the window. Those are real fast games.
Hope you had some sync belows and all kinds of stuff in Arsenal ready for that, because it's going to go quick.
And we don't really know much. I mean, we don't know the whole set, but I remember them talking about a little bit of reprints will be in the set. So
Yeah. No, it's going to be exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Super Slam's is coming up soon. We've got spoilers, I think, coming out.
Yeah,
in the next couple.
They keep dropping.
Yeah, they keep dropping them every day. So, Mastery Pack, Guardian. Yeah, we've got a lot of things coming up. Yeah, there's a lot of heroes that could really use some support, I think, right now. Just in the expansion slot, like Max, Mechanologist. I think Warrior could use some good cards to help combat Illusionists. There's just a lot that they could do to help bolster up some classes and make them more viable.
Well, and looking at even, you haven't seen this because it hasn't come out yet, but the Puffin video that me, Matt, and Robert sat and talked through different deck techs with that and Dash and all the stuff, which I believe that may come out. I might put that to come out in the next couple days, and then this will come out on like Monday, so it'll probably be in that order. So theoretically, that'll be out by the time this is there. But, there just seems to be some fundamental differences in those heroes, and some of them just are, like Max is just, I can't play certain ways with Max without running specific cards, and it just makes it feel meh, like it just stinks. And maybe that's, again, back to the 31 options in the deck. Maybe that's something we could see. They give a new weapon or a new... I still really wish it would be, instead of knowing the weapon that you're going to be playing against because there's that weapon for that hero, I think it would just be the nth level cool to see like a generic weapon that just means that you just don't always know what you're going up against. It could just be like,
Right.
what? You're bringing the spear of destiny and you're going to play a defensive long reach game? Like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, to block the spear, you can only use...
We do need some like generic weapons. Like I'm really shocked we haven't had one. Like just like even just like a dagger that was, or like a sword that was, I don't know.
Somebody
Like,
keeps saying balancing a generic weapon across all the classes is the problem.
probably.
And I think
I mean,
that's where you could just make it modal. Make it freaking microtext. Generic. If your class is a warrior, this card costs 2 to attack. If your class is mechanologist, this gets, pay a resource, go again. If your class is a blah, 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 just have it fold out like a CVS receipt. I don't care. Like, it'll be fun. Put in the unglued set.
Yeah, that was just like a 1-for-1. I don't know if he would even have go again. Just no go again. Just 1-for-1. Something that would like you could give to characters that need just a little bit of extra. I mean, as a ranger, like for the longest time, we always wanted like an offhand to like go with our bow so that we could take out allies or just like some extra damage to go a little wider. So I don't know, who knows what they might come up with.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd even like to see at some point an expansion, like a new slot, like a ring slot or a belt slot, kind of like more like Diablo, where you get like, I can put a ring on or I can put an amulet on. So who knows?
That would be neat. Like I could see in the future something like that where you get like an amulet where it's like it changes your class. So like you could say if you've got this amulet on, you become like a draconic class, or if you've got this mystic amulet, you become like your character becomes mystic in addition to its types.
Your deck building requirements allow you to put that. I mean, that'd be really cool. Can't be targeted, can't be destroyed, just part of building your deck. But there has to be some like penalty though, like you get -2 life or -1 intellect or something, right? Like because you're getting access to cool stuff, you get the negative effect of doing it. And really for the custom game type, I wanted to talk to you and Matt and hell even Robert about, because it'd be fun to brainstorm. But that was one of those ideas I had, was to come up with like a random thing you could add to your decks that would also modify but then give you a reduction. Especially since we're not going to see any PvE anytime soon from the sound of it. So just kind of middling, over my own idea for that. So,
yeah.
But that's it.
I think that'd be great.
You got anything else you want to chat?
No, that's good for me. Like I'm super excited for Gen Con. Be going all 4 days. I'm excited to get to the LSS booth. Be going to the FAB meetup event with you and seeing the other guys from the shops and around Indianapolis, and gonna go hang out with a lot of them and playing games and just having a good time for 4 days.
I concur. So, all right. Well, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, do the things. We will see you on the other side. So, bye-bye.
Hey, we'll see ya. Yes.
Then if you go Assassin Mystic, that's card number 3. Brute would be 4. Brute Shadow is 5. Guardian is 6. Technically, you can go Guardian Elemental Earth Ice, because that's a combination that also appears on Oldhim, but it's unique to Jarl, so that could be number 7. If Bravo needed any additional help, I don't think he does, so I'm assuming he doesn't get nothing, but he would be a unique card. You got Illusionist Light, which is Prison, Awakener Soul, and Prison Mark Light. Then you have the Draconic Illusionist, Dromai, the Mystic Illusionist, Enigma. There's a lot of illusionists, and they all have talents, by the way. This also opened my mind to seeing some very interesting patterns that LSS kind of has done. But like all these, 3 of the 4 are LL'd, and they all have a talent tied with the thing.
There's a pattern.
Yep.
Same thing with Broomblade.
We got Mechanologist, right? That would be 13. Mechanologist plus Pirate is 14. Draconic and Ninja is 1. That's 5. Then you have just straight Ninja, Katsu. Then you got Royal Draconic Ninja, Syndra.
Yep.
You got Mystic Ninja, Zen. You got Pirate Necromancer, brand new Gravy Man. I didn't actually put Necromancer on here because technically Necromancer doesn't exist, although theoretically I probably should add that. I'm going to redo some stuff. I need to actually add a raw Necromancer card because they could actually create a generic Necromancer card. I didn't think about that.
We got Frank, and I definitely think there's going to be some more generic Necromancer cards coming out soon.
Ranger Pirate. Are you tired of listening to my voice yet? For those that are listening on the podcast later, because like I'm just naming all the classes here. Lexi, I actually forgot Lexi when I first did this list. I actually just had Lexi as a Ranger, and I came back in here and realized that my math was off I was like, aha, I found the 31 because I had the exact number, and then this threw me off. That's why she says 33. I was really pissed when I realized I forgot about Lexi. Forgot about Dre, forgot about Lexi. Yeah, that's a thing. Runeblade with a couple of different elemental earth here. Runeblade with shadow, Runeblade with lightning, Runeblade with lightning and earth. So maybe they don't do a both, but they do a this, which would hit 2 characters. So I was trying to come up with commonalities. I guess all this is to say I did all this work to discover commonalities. And at the end of the day, I hit the number 34 unique combinations. And then I said, okay, generic technically was number 35. And then if you really want to get crazy, you got Bard Adjudicator. Then you got the Emperor, Merchant, Shapeshifter, this Guardian here, which is technically Terra. And then you have the Adjudicator Light, and then Pirate Thief, which we know as Scurv. And then you have the new stuff. So there's actually more than 31. So long story short, I thought I had a slam dunk answer as to why there were 31. And now I got to redo everything because I'm over 31.
Did you count how many just like classes are there? Just base classes.
So you have Assassin, Brute, Guardian, Illusionist, Mechanologist, Ninja, Pirate, technically, Necromancer, Ranger, Runeblade, Warrior, Wizard, if you count Necromancer as its own.
Yep.
And then generic. Technically, Bard does actually exist. You have 15 if you count Bard, 14 if you don't. So
yeah,
there was a thought that I had with, there's 14 classes.
14 and maybe
15.
Get last 2 cards, and then that gets you to kind of 28.
Well, then you got the question of, let's do the talents. You have Chaos, Mystic, Shadow, Earth, Ice, Lightning, Light, Draconic, Mystic, Royal, and then we did Lightning already, right? Lightning, we got Earth, Royal, and so if you did that, I think there's 10 talents.
10 talents. Okay.
So you could get to 25 with that, and then technically have 6 generics or some combination of it. Like there's definitely ways to get to 31.
Yeah.
But it's not as clear cut as what I once thought it was. So.
Yeah, I know. It's like as the game keeps growing, it's like they got to keep that expansion slot flowing, and
Well, I will say this, and people can come back to this later. I have a feeling that Super Slam will go down as the set that changed how people view the expansion slot and how it can make a class go from zero to hero. I bet you there will be certain cards that are released that will make maybe Max go better, make Betsy go better. You know, they can literally release individualized specific cards that make those heroes go from zero to hero. I have a feeling that these expansion cards are going to blow people's minds because why not? Like, shake up the meta, do something fun.
It's a good way to reprint cards too.
And that's the other thing, right? Somebody was saying that there'll be reprints. So technically, even if you get to 25, right? Maybe they do reprint several cards. Maybe they reprint a Sink Below. Maybe they reprint a Tunic. Maybe they reprint a Warmonger's Diplomacy or an Enlightened Strike. Because those are generic cards that do possibly need a reprint, depending on who you talk to, right? They could pick good-ish generic staples or generic legendaries and do alternate arts of them. They don't have to be the original arts.
Yeah, I think Warmonger's Diplomacy would be pretty flavorful for the set.
A generic weapon? Is that too much to ask?
I think we're gonna get I think we're gonna get a lot of weapons, really.
Well, you know, thinking back to Crucible of War and Dynasty, those two sets released a lot of equipment and weapons. So maybe instead of thinking about class-specific cards, maybe it's class-specific equipment and weapons that shake up everything. That would be exciting, right? Because this whole set is all about, it seems to be a wrestling-flavored theme.